What up, everybody? Hi, it's me, Vladis. How are y'all doing today on this pretty fine Monday? Man, I am really nervous for this stream. I hope I set it up correctly. This is gonna be an interesting one. I don't know if it's gonna be a shit show. I'm hoping it's a good shit show. It's gonna be a shit show for me regardless, but I'm hoping that it's fun and entertaining for you guys. So, you know, I figured I've been really trying to think, you know, a lot of the streamers, a lot of the people that are streaming Ashes, it's pretty much the same shit. And, you know, people are there trying to, you know, figure out the game. You know, here I am. I've been spending all these days just basically answering, answering new player questions. And, let me see, we seen the stream launch as a success, or the Steam launch as a success. I would say the Steam launch launched, but a success, I mean, it kind of depends on who you ask, because everybody's going to give you a different answer. What would be more interesting to me is what Intrepid thinks about the Steam launch. That to me is what I think would be more relevant, I would say, in that sense. Oh God, he plans stuff. What's up, Javarto? What's going on, brother? Yeah, so I planned this stream today, and basically it's something that I think, because usually, like, I've been kind of solo leveling, you know, gathering, increasing my artisanry and, you know, all that other stuff. And I was thinking, well, why not make this stream a little bit more interactive and a little bit more fun for you guys to watch? So what I've created is that for any person who follows my channel, for any person who subs to my channel, it's going to put a time on the screen. And so just so you can see here, you see this timer, it should be right here. So Pockets, I know you subbed to me when it was on break. Hopefully this timer works. And it should also work for YouTube as well. So for any because I think for every one sub, it's going to put 2 minutes and 30 seconds on this timer. And what happens with this timer is that I have to flag as a combatant for that amount of time. So I also want to do, and I haven't done this yet, but I actually want to make a wheel of also other things that, you know, if you know, do 5 subs, spin the wheel, and like I have to RP walk instead of like naturally run, or I can't use my mount for 5 minutes, or, you know, just stuff like that. Like I want to make, I want to see, first of all, how successful this is. Like if you guys like it, if this is like something fun or engaging for you guys. But I'm still gonna be doing what I have been doing. I'm gonna go about my business. You know, I'm still trying to level my journeyman. I am level 9 now. I didn't get to play a lot last night because I was exhausted. But yeah, I'm trying to hit level 10. And yeah, so a little bit of caveats. Okay, so what I can do is I can pause the stream as far as the timer, in case I need to go into town, you know, get my shit together, which I'll unflag and I'll pause it, right? But of course, once I leave town, I'll flag back up, you know, and keep resuming. I actually caught your stream this time. Well, thank you so much, Video Games, dude. Appreciate it, brother. So yeah, that's what's gonna happen this time around. So of course, I'll still be here answering user questions, brand new player questions, you know, just doing what I'm doing. But yeah, so that's it. I figured, you know, it's literally alpha. People are trying to treat this as a completed game. And oh, also too, it should, anytime a new person follows me, I think it should add 20 seconds to the timer. So I've never done this before. Like I might have to redo it. So, you know, just be warned, like I'm not the most professional at this shit. I had some help from AI. So we all know how AI is sometimes. But it seemed legit. It actually gave me step by step how to do everything, and it worked. But I just hope everything works the way it should. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I think something like this needs an end goal, like hitting 20 mining without dying, etc. Virgin feature. Yeah, it's so I feel like this is what this stream is going to kind of do. Like I don't know, you know, maybe I'll figure out like what the problems are, or like a little bit of the kinks I need to work out or whatever. Maybe more feedback from you guys to see like what you guys would enjoy or whatever. But yeah, that's, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Did they lower gear drop rates? I haven't looted anything in the Riverlands. They shouldn't have. I mean, I don't know, because now the argument is that a lot of the gear really came from the questing. So the whole 1 through 10 experience, you're supposed to get literally a full set of gear and even some upgrades from those pieces. Like you get like multiple weapon upgrades on both melee and ranged. You also get like a full gear set, really. Like I think the only thing you need to make is like jewelry. So yeah, like I mean, and you get like a bunch of different commodities as well. So I mean, I don't know. Like they may have reduced the drop rate, but I remember even in PTR, people were still getting, I had a bag full of stuff from here just from the mobs. But again, just so people understand, the mob drops are just tier 1. You know, they're the basic novice items. So if you're looking for like more of the tier 2 or the tier 3 upgrades, you're probably not going to find that from a mob drop, you know, like a goblin or whatever, right? I've been actually killing level 10s. I've been killing level 10 wolves and Grims, and I've gotten 2 novice pieces of gear and not a single apprentice piece. So I'm like, okay, like I thought you had to kill level 10s or higher to get the next tier, and nothing. So I'm still in starter gear aside from a few pieces. Crazy. Well, I mean, Wagsy, like I made a couple of my pieces. But I mean, yeah, like you can literally go to the auction house. I saw people selling stuff in Jova for super cheap. So, you know, just like a couple of silver. So, I mean, oh, there it goes. 15 seconds. Well, where's the time? I saw it say 15 seconds, but why is the timer not going up? Hold on, guys. See, I didn't close it because I wanted to see start duration. Start duration is 0. Oh, I actually have to. Okay, so now I started it. Now it should. Oh, mid at best, dude. It's what I'm doing. Okay, so here, let me get off the horse real fast. Let me flag. So I'll do it for 20 seconds. Come on. How do I turn on the toggle? Like I thought I did. Okay, there we go. Well, why am I not purple? Okay, hold on. Player effects, combat. Um, requires PvP 4-star roll. Should I do that one? I don't know why I have to hold it though. See, and I had another follow. That should have added time to the freaking timer. Okay, let me re-put it in OBS browser. Okay, so hopefully that works now. Good. It says it starts. Okay, now I just got to figure out how to just flag myself if I want to flag myself. Goes to show you how much PvP I do. Like, how do I flag myself as a combatant if I want to stay that way? And this is very determinate if I want to have this work. You will only be willing to opt in. You have to loot someone or attack them to be PvP. Are you serious? Like, what? That's so dumb. If you want to PvP, you should just go to settings and turn off require force flag to attack combatants. Turn off. Require force PvP. So just turn this one off. Right alt. I'm doing right alt, nothing happens. I use left alt and I have to hold it down. But if I hold it down, it's like nothing happens. The force flag makes you attack non-combatants. It doesn't toggle on and off like it used to. Wait a minute, so I can't even toggle myself as a combatant? This is why this isn't a PvP game, it's a PvX game. You are able to opt in, but not always going to be purple. So, oh my god, this whole Who's that? Poison Ivy? Where are you at? Where'd you find me? Are you Mr. Freeze? Nice mount. Thank you, brother. Thank you, thank you. You can go to your keybinds to set it. But if no one's gonna be able to see me as purple, that's the thing. Like I wanted people to be able to see me. Like I push a button, I flag as combatant, people can see that I'm flagged. Like that was the whole point. It's not gonna be able to work. Like, yes, I can force flag to potentially hit. So if I hit this person, then I'll be able to flag. Is that it? You have to attack and hit to flag. That's so dumb. Oh my god, I'm so mad. Like, oh, I'm so mad. Like, why does it work this way? Oh my god. It was you can set your toggle PvP on and off in keybinds. Okay, so let's go to keybinds. What is it? Maybe it's not camera. Interface menus. Okay, not there. Targeting maybe. The toggle isn't a toggle for being purple. Yes, that's the thing. I want for like I hit a button and I automatically flag purple. Like that's what I was wanting. And it doesn't work that way. Like I have the option to attack somebody with the toggle, but I will still be white. Like that was the whole point. I wish you could toggle being purple on. It would be much simpler. Exactly. Like that's what I mean. Like yes, I'll be able to attack somebody. You have to attack to turn purple. Exactly. Like that's the thing. Go to action bars. Toggle PvP force flag. Okay. So if I do that and hit Alt, see, like, yes, I'm flagged for PvP, but I'm still white. Like this isn't gonna work that way. You know what I mean? Like the whole point was for it to feel like, hey, Vladis is flagged. I can go and attack him, you know, and try to take his shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I am flagged, other people are not going to notice me as purple. You know, like that. Oh my God, I'm so fucking disappointed. I'm so disappointed. Change it to engaging in PvP. That would still be fun. Well, I wanted to have like the timer, but it's like, yes, I can try to like, you know, force flag myself on a person, but I didn't want to, I wasn't here trying to grief other people in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted people to try to grief me. Like that was the whole point. That was the whole point, man. Like, oh my God, I'm so disappointed. This is far better than just turning purple. You don't understand how corruption works, and the corruption baiting would be horrid. For X amount of time, you go hunt for someone. Like, who would be that someone? Like someone from my chat? Like, what if they're not even on? Like, if someone subs, like, so I think what I'll do instead is I'll probably just X out the whole hunting thing, because it's not going to work the way I want it to. It's just, that's not a reality. So what I figured then I can do now, and again, I said at the very beginning, this could be a shit show. I was hoping it was going to be this kind of shit show. I was hoping it was going to be a different kind of shit show. But I guess what I can do now is I can just make a wheel of like, you know, of horribleness kind of thing. And so like anytime a person, like I can probably make one for different things, like, you know, if for anybody that donates like a sub to the channel, I'll spin a certain wheel. If you donate like 5 subs, I'll spin a wheel, and then you do 10 subs, it'll be a different wheel kind of thing, right? On Zyback. Bro, thank God Zyback isn't even on my server. He's on Resna. So he's where all the other PvP nuts are. I'm listening now for 15 minutes. I still have no idea what the problem is. So the problem is this timer right here was supposed to be that if someone were to follow the channel, or if someone were to sub to my channel, the timer goes up and I flag myself as a combatant purple. And yes, I can toggle my force flag on, but I remain a non-combatant. That does not work. Like that does not work. So I wanted the thrill of toggling purple, so that way others could see me as purple, and if they wanted to engage with me by toggling themselves on to attack me, then that's, you know, it would provide that consensual PvP, right? That I think would be more exciting to watch. But it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Like, oh my God. Like, and I thought that would have been so much fun to watch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would have been so cool to like, oh, like Vladis has to flag on now, and that's like now he's purple. Because if I'm purple, I can't go into settlements, I can't go near certain areas because guards will attack me, yada yada yada. What's the problem with throwing an auto attack on someone? I mean, but if no one's around me, right? Like that's one issue. The other issue is like I don't want to like piss off like people or individuals or whatever. Like even if I might just nip them once, like I don't know, that doesn't seem like cool to me, you know what I mean? And I won't have much control of how long I am a combatant or not a combatant. I want it to be in control of that with my toggle. But since I can't toggle at like to turn on combatant status, like that to me is the problem. Let me see, it's not a terrible system and really just what most offer to use. The only downside is you can't walk around the state. I want to fight you. Yes. And that's my thing. Like, again, I'm not saying that I hate this system. I just was thinking it was going to work differently. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember it working this way, but it does not work this way no more. So again, I'm not a PvPer. I've always been very upfront that I'm very much a PvEer, but I'm not trying to say this is a terrible system, but I just was disappointed in, like, because I really thought this would have been a cool stream. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, this is such a cool idea. I was like, no one's doing anything like this. I thought, man, this would be such good content for people just to watch and laugh at, you know, because then they can see how horrible I am at PvP. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the thing. Like, I don't remember it ever being a toggle to turn purple on or off, to be honest. Yeah, it was like that in phase 1. It was literally like that in phase 1. We literally, me and Roar and a lot of other people flagged up to kill Knights of the Shadowhawk. And they're actually on this server, surprisingly. But yeah, let me see. No, I don't think it ever worked that way. My phase 1 video show it wasn't the system. I could have sworn it was like that, Pockets. Is there a different toggle button also? So I turned on my toggle for alt, which again, it does PvP force flag me. It says this player is prepared to harm other players, but you won't know that because my nameplate is still white. That's the problem. It's like, yes, I'm flagged, but no one knows it. You know, like that's the issue. Because I wouldn't mind if like, hey, it's 3, 2, 1, and then, you know, like 3, 2, 1, turn off my PvP thing. And then of course it starts blinking to go back from purple to being white. Right. Like that's what I thought was going to work that way. But I don't know. Not saying I hate the system. I just thought for this stream, I thought it worked a different way. That's all I'm saying. When they started doing PvP passes, there's no reason they can't keep this system. Then add a make me purple button as well. Oh, what's this? Oh, well, his stuff went away. I wouldn't mind either or, right? Like, I wouldn't mind actually having both systems because I don't think there's any reason not to have both, because if you're not a fan of one and you like the other, well, then just use the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, again, having that player choice would be really, really cool. Like, and if there are systems Pockets that make it feel like, oh, like the corruption baiting, there's like certain things or whatever, well, then just by knowing that you're going to pick that option, know that there's certain, you know, certain things that you might have to deal with by selecting that particular system. But yeah, such a shame, man. Such a shame. Well, I'll have to just, I'll put the timer away. I'll just have to delete it. God, man, I'm so upset. I was talking to my wife about it too, and I was explaining to her that I was like so excited about this thing. I was like, man, this is going to be such a cool stream. Oh, now all my hopes are dashed to the wind. Man, you should be able to permaflag and ready to rumble. Well, that's what I mean, right? Like, again, I think if you want to go more the safe route, right? If you are more of the PvEer, right? Then, because I think this is the thing that PvPers want, is they want more natural PvP out in the world that isn't a lawless event, that isn't, you know, whatever. And just imagine if you as a person could flag up as a combatant and get like certain little bonuses, like a luck bonus or like an XP boost by just flagging as a combatant out in the world. Naturally, there's going to be more people that are going to risk, you know, doing that because of the reward to it, right? And to me, like, again, like, I think it should just be a choice in the matter in that regard, right? Like, I think, I don't know, I think both systems should just exist. Like, I don't see why both can't coexist together. You see, why don't you have the timer build instead, and spend the time within the lawless zone? Well, where would the nearest lawless zone be? So I would have to literally go like outside. I don't even see a lawless zone right now. I mean, I could. I just, like, if I'm only going to stream for, let's say, an hour and a half to 2 hours and there is no lawless zone, or I'm about to end stream and the lawless zone just popped, you know what I'm saying? Like that, like, I don't know, like, oh God, I'm just so mad. I'm so freaking mad. Because I thought this is just going to be really fun. And okay, I can't put no more shit in here anymore. I'm just gonna have to sell all this. There we go. See if I can put that in Jova. I'll put that oak there. Let me see. Hi, I'm coming up to level 16, but I have gear that I got somewhere in the beginning. Where do I get gear except from crafting? Are there some zones to drop it from mobs? So any POI that is your level. So if you're level 16, you can do Citadel of the Steel Bloom, which will drop anywhere between Adept and Radiant gear there, because there are some level 20 mobs that can drop that. Basically any POI that is within your level will drop gear, so you don't have to go the whole crafted route if you don't want to. So that's kind of the thing there. Hope it answered your question. Time for Harbinger. Are you going to be doing Harbingers and stuff on? Let me know, brother, because there's still gatherables within the right zone. By the way, how did you feel about the end of My Hero Academia? It felt good in my opinion. I just thought something else would happen. No, I was talking to my wife about it. It was bittersweet for me. I watched that show since I was 30 years old and I'm going to be 40. So I was very emotional watching the end of that show, because like it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. It wasn't what I expected, but I did love it. I did like it a lot. I got to watch it when it comes out in dub for sure. What's the silver used for? So what do you mean, like copper, gold, silver, like your currency kind of thing, or what do you mean exactly? Like here at the bottom, like this is just your currency. So like you use this to buy shit like from the market or rations or anything from vendors. Yeah, that's it. Apparently there's a bug related to Harbingers earlier today. Oh, I saw it, bro. Dude, I felt so bad for him. I felt so bad for him. And again, like alpha, right? I mean, we've had shit like that happen in live games. Like bugs happen, you know what I mean? Like it's, you know, but for me, this is why I actually wanted to do the event that I was trying to do today, because hey, like if I get, like, you saw my bags, I had epic stuff, like I had shit in my bags that people could have gotten and would have been excited to get if they killed me or whatever. And but for me, it's like it's just an alpha, man. Like I personally don't care. I just, what I'm trying to do is have fun and also think of ways for you guys to have fun watching my streams, right? That to me is like what any good streamer would want to do for you guys, right? Is think of ways to be creative in ways that other people aren't, right? And I think of, like, you know, stuff like a lot of the big streamers do. I think one of the big ones, right, is is lazy, or not lazy, sorry, the burnt peanut. Um, that dude can literally just play a game, and the sheer entertainment factor comes from him being so fucking funny. Like, he is hilarious. Like, the shit he says is so outlandish and funny that it's so funny to watch, because you just don't know what he's gonna say next. And it's the same game. It's the same game on loop, right? But for me, I don't really consider myself funny, so I need to do something to, you know, be a little bit more entertaining while also informational for people that want to come in and get some questions answered, right? So that's my whole thing. Let me see. So basically the mobs of my level are dropping gear. Which zone around Jova then can I go? Mostly playing solo, and I can't kill equal level minotaurs and bears. So what I would do, bro, is there's a spot right here in Ursine Caves. There are level 15 1-star minotaurs, and I used to kill them all the time, level 14, level 15, like on a fighter. Like, and they will drop stuff for you for sure. So if you want to go and kill them, like, that's what I would be doing if I was your level for sure. Let me see, where and how did you get that mount? Very new to this game. So yeah, that mount is sick. So I got this from a pre-order package from 2021. This was the October package, and this is the Graveyard Golem. This is like my favorite fucking mount in Ashes personally. I always write it because it just looks fucking amazing. And you damn right, pay to win. I paid for this mount, I should earn it. but no, yeah, so that's basically that skin. And but yeah, there's other skins that you see, like now the foxes, there's spiders, there's a bunch of shit you can get in game now. So a lot of the mounts in this game I think look fucking cool, man. Oh my god, this is one of the games, like, I mean, no hate to New World, but oh my god, their mounts, I don't know what it was, but it was like this uncanny valleyness with the mounts with New World. They look so weird. But I love how the mounts look in Ashes. I think the mounts, as far as design wise, look really, really, really good. How do you see your pre-order packages? I bought one back in 2022, I'm guessing, but don't know where to get it. Just literally go to your account. It shows you pictures of all of your cosmetics you've purchased from when the game started to now. Let me see, what's the best way for a solo player to reach level 10? What should one farm? Honestly, do every single quest. Do the main story quest chain that you did literally from level 1. Complete that. Once you got that done, you can either gather, you can either process, because processing actually gives you a pretty good amount of XP as well. You can do commissions. Like, I would always be doing the artisan commissions or the town commissions. So artisan commissions are ones where, like, you're already gathering shit. So if you're like a miner, you can go and gather like rubies, gold, or I'm sorry, copper, zinc, and just turn it in. So it's basically free experience. And then also you can do the town commissions as well. And then you can just go find some small POIs that, you can like kill like a bunch of minotaurs, or like level, there's a bunch of minotaurs right outside of Jova that are level 6 and 7. And those give pretty good experience because they're 1-star level 6s and 1-star level 7s. So that's what I would be doing if I was you. Just stuff like that. Let me see. How do you still have your Graveyard Golem? Steve, it keeps getting back to you every way. No, man, I purchased this. Like I said, I literally had this purchased, which is why when Steven gave it to me, why I knew the name of the mount. Because I've been following this game for like 5 years. This was my favorite pre-order package bundle. So I'll prove it to you. Give me 1 second. I have a bunch of the pre-order pack saves, like the pictures. So where is it? Pictures, Ashes, monthly cosmetics. Is this one it? No. Ronnie Y, thank you so much for the sub, brother. Thank you, man. Hope you're enjoying the stream, man. Let me see. There it is. This is the October 2021 bundle pack. So there you see the Graveyard Golem. That is the oh my, I cannot wait to have this costume. Oh my god. This looks, I can't even imagine what that's going to look like on the fucking fighter of a Renkai fighter. Are you kidding me? Amazing. And this cloak. What? And then of course the ship looks okay, and then you have a fucking watchtower. I think this is actually a freehold skin. But yeah, this package is fucking awesome. Like I literally got, I think I just got these 3, to be honest. So yeah, very, very, very good. Is it just a skin? The mount is no faster than the basic mount anyone can get. Yes, exactly. So like if you see here, I'm literally summoning my Lionhold Charger, which is the 135 speed, and I click the button and my golem comes out. The reasoning why is because I have the cosmetic overlaid on it. So it's not any faster. It's literally just a skin. But yeah, it's my favorite fucking mount. Sad I couldn't buy cosmetics because I got free access from a giveaway stream, but I also got free access. Yeah, very true. Very, very, very true, man. So basically it's just gear that makes you win, not the level, right? So yeah, gear right now is way more important than what level you are. You could literally be a level 25 in all novice gear, and a level 9 can destroy you. Like, I mean, it's, I mean, not a level 9, but I mean, a level 9 could do some damage to you for sure. So gear is very, very, very important in Ashes of Creation right now. Oh my God, Zoppers. Hello, welcome. Hi. My name's Vladis. Welcome to my stream. I'm basically just chopping trees right now because the idea that I had for my live stream today completely failed in utter fire, and I'm so mad. But I'm here just, you know, playing the game, talking to new players, answering questions, the whole 9 yards. So welcome, welcome. Let me see. I don't know about that. Yeah, right. Let me see. When will we get our cosmetics? So they basically said the cosmetics would be a rollout. Because there's still, dude, I have a lot of cosmetics the past 5 years, and I got like, what, 7 of them? Like in total? So, you know. Woolly Miss One, dude, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very much appreciated. Also, thank you for the hydrate. Need to do that. Thank you again, Zoppers, man. Really do appreciate that, man. But yeah, gear is insanely important, which is why I'm trying to level all my stuff to level 10. And then I'm going to start leveling my processing. So once I get this up to level 10, then I'm going to work on my processing, which I have been, but I'm also need to earn gold, which now I have some silver. I can probably do another 2 bundles of 80. So about 160 fragments again. So we'll see what happens. They need to get on that. Them selling cosmetics when they have to deliver the vast majority of the ones they previously sold is a really, really bad look. I don't think it's a really bad look. Like, I don't know, at least from my perspective. I mean, I think people can have different takes, obviously, but to me, like, this game is still 2 or 3 years away from release, right? So to me, like, I feel like there's plenty of time to deliver on the cosmetics that you purchased. So I mean, I'm personally not in a big hurry about it. But again, that's just me. WoW English, I'm having login problems. I loaded this morning under the ground, underwater. Holy crap, man. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been having some crazy issues regarding like people logging in and stuff like that. I mean, I saw Asmongold, he was on top of a mountain and he was like, what the hell am I doing here? But I don't know how much of that is the game or if the devs are just fucking with them, right? So, you know, who knows? Let me see, when is secondary classes coming in? Secondary classes probably won't be until Q1 of next year. So we might see, and I think that would be probably at the end in March. If I had to say a wild guess, I would say March would probably be a really good realistic take on when we would actually see like secondary augments, because that's going to be such a huge, like a huge thing. I heard a guy crashed while auto running. I logged back in and he was dead. He had auto ran into a river and drowned. Oh my god. To think it should log you out of the game faster, man. But I mean, yeah, that sucks. I mean, and again, right? Like, bro, if we could only tell you, like, if anybody in chat was like in P1 or P2, and the amount of like things like we encountered before the big Steam launch, as far as like major bugs or, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, crazy. Wow, if you want tools, just hit me up with the raw mats. I got you. Sweet. Okay, well, what is the raw mats? Let me look that up real fast. Crafting, weaponsmithing, apprentice, mining pick. So I need boards. So how much lumber would it be for processing 10 boards? And then I need what? What was it? Two copper and 1 fragment per copper ingot. Right? So I need 15 copper in general. And then for a processed board. Oh, dude, yeah, I remember when Roar was doing that. He was all like, people called Roar Paul Blart the mall police because every time he saw someone trying to get XP in that area, he would literally chain pull him to the freaking lake and drown him. It was so funny, man. Those were the days, man. That shit was hilarious. Man, those pickhead fixing bolts, I can't find these fuckers anywhere. All you got to do to find those is just the vendor. It's literally the weaponsmithing vendor, and it would be under the materials tab. So when you go to the bench of where you know your weaponsmithing person is, there should be a vendor near him, and that vendor specifically should have the pickhead fixing bolts. You can find the weaponsmithing vendor in Winstead. If you go to the main vendor in Winstead, then, which is the one right next to the the metalworking to turn into fragments, that vendor right there by the door, he didn't have them either. That's odd. I don't know. I gave up. Oh, that is so fucked. That is so fucked. The reason why you can't find them is because if you look at the small print there, purchase smithing workshop. The smithing workshop is a building. So you can't, unless, oh, you would have to go probably to Jova, because Jova is the tier 4 town. So you can probably only find those pickhead fixing bolts literally in Jova. You can't find them in Winstead. That's the big thing, because the one in Winstead is a tier 2 or a tier 3. Samara, I hope that's correct. I am so sorry, but thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Thank you. Let me see, what server you playing on? I am on Shoal. I probably should just, oh, I can't bring that back. Or maybe I can. I know a lot of people always ask me that question, so I'm just going to do what I did before. Just put my name there, or put, you know, Shoal server there. Okay. Are streamers ruining the game with the amount of dumb people following them? I would say that streamers at large are usually a net positive, but the thing is that the streamers that I've seen, which is like SFan, Zaryu, I loved watching them because they were so neutral, and the shit Zaryu was saying to his chat was literally the exact same sentiments and the same statements I give my chat as someone who's been in this community for 5 years. SFan has been amazing. He's been giving a lot of great feedback and everything like that. But if you're watching streamers like Asmongold, or if you're watching streamers like, because I personally have not watched Asmongold give his take yet. It was a 3-hour video. I did not have time to watch it yet. But I haven't really seen other streamers' takes just yet on Ashes, aside from those two people, which is RU and SFan. So are people being critical about this game? Absolutely. And I think they should, right? And some people are very negatively critical, and some people, you know, nitpick even the systems they really much love. And I think some of them have actual merit on their feedback. Like a good example was, call me Sam. All right. Thank you, brother. So Mirrorless is level 4 now too. Really? Holy crap. We got 2 towns and Winstead is still village? That never happens. Oh my God. That's kind of nuts. I thought Winstead would have been tier 4, to be honest. That's kind of crazy. Do you think that this game can beat WoW? No, not even close. Not even on Ash's best day could ever beat WoW. As far and I'm thinking you're meaning population, and I think it's always going to be subjective as to if World of Warcraft is a better MMO than Ashes. That's always going to be subjective. You're gonna have people that think absolutely. You have other people that think nope, not even close. But as far as population, no. But the one thing that I saw Sven and Zaryu talking about was actually player collision, and I'm used to it. Like as a player who's been doing this for almost 3 phases, right? Like, but I really love their idea of if you're a non-combatant, you can phase through other people, but as soon as like you flag, or as soon as like you're engaged in PvP, then you become like solid again. I think that's actually really good fucking feedback, and I don't think I've ever heard that feedback inside this community, to be honest. I think the last time that they were talking about, because the feedback's always been like, oh, we want player collision because PvP, right? Which has always been the thing. But to make that kind of a caveated example of like, well, we can still have it, but it would be nice to have it this way. I've never seen it be pitched that way. So yeah, like it's wild, you know what I mean? And I like it, to be honest. I think the other thing that they were talking about too, as far as the snappiness of like moving around, like, I don't know. I think the snappiness for me is pretty good. Like, you know what I mean? Like, cause they were talking about player movement and how like buttery smooth, like WoW is in comparison. But like when I'm out dodging shit or, you know, doing stuff, like I feel like I can move around pretty well, you know, but understanding WoW is very much the gold center for movement. I don't think the movement's that clunky as Zaryu was talking about. But would I not want it improved a tad? I wouldn't mind improvement to it. Absolutely. But I think the thing is that the one thing I do agree on is there is a slight input lag going from one ability to the next. Like, and that was something I was noticing even way back in like phase 1. But it was something that I was so new to the game at that time that I kind of just started to get used to it. And it was the same kind of input lag. No, it's not even that. I think the closest thing that I can say is the Final Fantasy global cooldown, because there is definitely a transition going to Final Fantasy compared to WoW in the sense of its global cooldown. And I think when it comes to hopping from ability to ability to ability, especially on the fighter to me should be like a dance. You know what I mean? And even the rogue, to a certain extent, going from one ability to the next, you feel that kind of the transition, I would say. And in WoW, especially on melee, it's so instant. Like it's just, you're going like you know, haste being one thing is fine, but like when you're pushing abilities, it feels very much like you're like, it has a very good pacing to it. The new creation, thank you so much for the sub, brother. Thank you. But in this game, it definitely feels like there is a molasses to the rotation. Like there's something hindering the transition. And that I definitely can agree with 100%. Snappiness is part of the exploration. Well, I would say snappiness when it comes to movement. Like I said, I don't agree that it's not snappy. Like I feel like the kind of like I feel it as okay to me. Like, is it utterly amazing? No, but I think it's snappy. Like I think the movement is pretty damn good. But also too, right? Like I think a lot of times too, we're looking at end game stats and systems, like especially coming from World of Warcraft, and expecting that to be literally at level 15 or at level 10. And it's like, you know, even Zaryu was saying, you know, well, if I were to equate this to like classic WoW, like what abilities do I have at level 7? And the one thing I could say, honestly, like I thought he was really going to like this, but he was like actually complaining about it, was moving while casting. Because coming from World of Warcraft, if you're a mage, you just stand and deliver. Like you can't move at all. Like if you're frostbolting, you can't, like as soon as you move, the cast is done. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Farden, dude, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. But yeah, like I think the fact as a caster in Ashes, you can literally move and still cast is amazing. That's like a huge quality of life issue, improvement in my mind. But he was saying that, you know, I wish I could move faster, you know, when I'm moving and casting. I'm like, brother, like you couldn't even move in WoW. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even, but I mean, yes, would I want to move at full speed and cast all my abilities? Heck yeah, I would. Who wouldn't? You know what I mean? In retail, you can. Well, I know, but retail is not a fair comparison to Ashes of Creation. In my mind, if we're comparing an old school MMORPG design, we also, in my opinion, have to compare it to another old school MMORPG design. So comparing like Vanilla WoW to Ashes of Creation is a better comparison. But I mean, I can play devil's advocate too, because a lot of the old school design didn't have sprint, dodge, and block either, right? But I don't know. Like, all I'm saying is the fact that you can, you know, cast and move via it be slow, but you can. Backpedaling as a mage is awesome. You really can't do that in WoW, you know, or at least vanilla WoW. Let me see. Jump down a cliff and able to move back to the cliff like an air movement. Well, yeah, because you can literally like backflip. You know what I mean? I think you can only backflip whenever you are engaged with somebody. Because usually whenever I'm facing the Minotaurs, like I always backflip out. Let's see. 44%. I'd say the combat in Ashes is more like retail than classic WoW. I would say that there are flavors of both, to be honest. And again, I always said, even during when classic WoW came back, I would personally want the retail WoW combat in vanilla WoW. Like if I had that, I think classic WoW would be fucking amazing. But, you know, classic WoW, in my opinion, is just, it's way too slow. Like, think about what you're literally doing at level 7 as a mage. You're either wanding, like, and then you do like your fireball or your frostbolt or whatever. Like, I don't know. It just, the gameplay when it comes to those levels is so dog shit, you know? But again, you're meant to keep going, right? Like, there's a whole progression in World of Warcraft. And again, there is going to be a whole progression in Ashes of Creation. I think it's honestly one of the biggest things that I've seen from new players is, oh my God, I get a talent tree right off the rip. Like, I don't have to wait till level 10 to access it. No, you can just start working your talent tree immediately. I think that's fucking badass. You know what I mean? Like, I think most old school design want you to work for everything, which is fine, you know, because I know Zaryu was talking about, like, he didn't like the idea of earning a mount within the first like 3 minutes of you playing Ashes of Creation. But to me, I honestly feel like if you had to wait till like even level 10 to earn a mount, like everyone would have been calling this game a leveling simulator, right? Like everybody would have just been like, oh, this game is nothing but, you know, or a walking simulator. Like all you do is walk around this big ass, you know, this big ass mount. Like this world's too big. It's too big. You know, that would have literally been the case if there was an amount given pretty early on. It's more like the system is in place for Ashes is more old school classic MMO. Well, for sure. For sure. There's a lot of classic influence on that, I would say. Then he traversed the world and realized the early mount was a good thing, right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, of course he did. I mean, but I think, to me, I feel like there's gonna be other bigger accomplishments to get. Like, in my opinion, I think an accomplishment to get, you know, at the later levels is gonna be a freehold. The whole housing system in this game, I think, is gonna be really, really amazing. Old pre-order package. So, I mean, is it going to be a mount like the way it was in vanilla? No, but I believe there will be other things that people will be able to strive for that'll be very goal oriented for players. Let me see. I think you should temporarily make the contract board do a bit more experience to force people to mob farm, so it doesn't seem like it's not intended. Like, temporarily, like, make the contract board. I mean, maybe. I mean, like, I would go, like, if you have a pretty good idea of why and how you would implement that, I would probably leave that as feedback on the Discord or even in the forums and shit. Let me see. I also think that the mount early is terrible personally. Should it be at level 5 or 10 at bare minimum? I mean, look, I would say I personally wouldn't care. To me, it's a semantics argument at the end of the day. And people always like things to feel earned. And especially when it comes to like amount, they want that to feel earned. And so if they added, let's say, because you can make amount pretty early because you can go and just gather, you know, a huntable and then process it for it to become a mount. But let's say like there was a mount certification, right? And the earliest you can get that certification is either level 5 or 10. I personally wouldn't care too much, but I think it shouldn't be level 10. I think if anything, I would settle probably for level 5 because people are going to understand very quickly just how massive this world is. And again, even though a lot of these things were in a very like classic World of Warcraft, right? You couldn't get your mount to level 40. So you were literally traversing the entire world on foot. And, you know, and people didn't have a problem with it back then. My issue is that we're already justifying systems and things because it's 2025 now. And so we want to take these old school inspirations, but we also want caveats too, right? And I think even these big streamers are also kind of comparing and contrasting these caveats from old school MMO design or even like World of Warcraft, like Esfand and Zaryu, even to retail, but for Ashes. So it's like they want like an amalgamation of like the old school principles, but with some of the new shit like sprinkled in. I think WoW Classic was very good for having progression milestones, talents at 10, your first shoulders, unlocking things that dueled at 20, significant talents at 30, mounts. Yeah. Like I said, like World of Warcraft and vanilla did actually scatter its stuff out to have milestones and things to look forward to as you leveled and progress. That I can't argue with 100%. But my whole thing is that like, I don't like compare, because I think for me, like, and this is why I try not to compare Ashes too much to World of Warcraft, even though it's the one MMO that I played for such a long ass time, is because like the true inspiration of Ashes of Creation is from Lineage 2 and Arcage. And I think I've heard so much from the community as I've been in here for 5 years that, you know, oh my God, World of Warcraft or the WoW players are going to ruin Ashes of Creation. Oh, the WoW players are just going to try to make, you know, Ashes into WoW. Like I've heard all these things for years. And honestly, I just want Ashes to be Ashes. Like I want Ashes to be able to flourish and to be able to stand on its own. You know what I mean? But it's not saying that there can't be some things that, hey, you can steal from World of Warcraft for sure. But I think at the end of the day, it's hard to really differentiate the people that are talking like, oh, like I would say more unrealistically about the game, because all they want to do really is just shit on it. They don't even plan on playing on it. Like, I think even if they were to do the things they're asking, they still wouldn't play Ashes because they don't like the game. So why would we try to take that kind of feedback seriously? But I think there are people who are seriously trying to give feedback in a way that is, you know, taking inspiration from their beloved MMOs or their MMOs that they really love and enjoy. And I think that's hard. It's like I said, it's always gonna be a shit show for the devs because I don't know what they're going to take and I don't know what they're going to want to do. And the one thing too is that Steven never really played WoW like the way we did. Steven was not a WoW player. Steven did not like WoW because it was a faction-based game. So I think a lot of the WoW stuff came probably from the devs and not Steven himself, but Steven ends up making the final decisions on systems or which way systems are going to go. So do you have different speeds for mounts like in WoW Classic, heroic and epic mounts? So yeah, so there are so this base one is just 135 speed, but you'll notice that, you know, for processing animal husbandry, there are, so this one's 145% speed. This one's 145. This one's 140. The Scorpion Broodling is 165% speed. And then we start going into the apprentice ones. So yeah, so right now I think it goes from 135, I think the max is 170. And it's going to go past that too. Like once we go beyond level 25, like I think we'll eventually even hit probably 200% mounts. So there's going to be an entire progression on mounts alone, but the entire mount system isn't even fully implemented yet, because mounts are actually going to be able to have every mount's going to have something unique on it. So if you notice when I summon my mount and I write it, you see this dash ability. So this is kind of like a very placeholder ability right now. So basically every mount in the game can just sprint for a little bit, but that's not realistically what's going to happen, because animals are going to belong to families, and every family is going to have a unique ability associated with them. There's going to be a unique utility, a unique utility associated with them, and a unique combative ability with them. So you can actually start, like if someone you see is flagged, I can go, like I can use my Graveyard Golem, right? And potentially like the Graveyard Golem's ability or its family's ability could be a fucking like a shockwave on the ground that dazes them for 5 seconds or something like that, right? And then I get off my mount and I start attacking. There could be like the rabbit family could have a double jump with it. So that could be one of its utility abilities. So you don't get a sprint with the rabbit, but you can actually traverse certain areas probably way more easily with the rabbit mount than you could with another horse mount, right? So that's going to be the true thing. And mounts are actually going to level. We don't know specifically yet if mounts are going to have talent trees associated with them, but we do know that mounts will level and earn more HP, stamina, and, you know, just stats in general. But all of that is not implemented as of right now. And so we'll see. But I mean, yeah, and gliding mounts are going to be a thing. Flying mounts are going to be a thing too. But flying mounts will not be obtainable by everyone. Flying mounts will literally be a 0.5%. 0.5% of the server will actually have flying mounts, which I believe is only going to be kings, queens, and mayors of level 5 settlements. Those are the only people on the server that will have a flying mount. And I personally think that they should have limitations on flying as well. I think there should be, I don't know. In my opinion, I think maybe you should only fly within your territory. That's kind of my thing. Because flying mounts, in my opinion, in this game, because no one else can fly, it's insanely overpowered. Like you have, like that is like 5 legendaries in one, like in my opinion. And so I really don't know how they're going to do that. And there needs to be way more feedback on flying mounts. And we've seen a lot of people say to just remove the flying mounts in general. But yeah, I think there should be like a timer. I don't know. There's some kind of a timer associated with them. Like once you start flying with it, you can't just unlimitedly fly with them because there's just such a huge advantage. Like, and we've seen this with caravans. We've seen this with gatherables. Like we've seen this, you know, since they were introduced in the alpha. It's had a lot of issues. I don't mind early mounts, but I would like a level 5 in a quest that tells you to buy it, nothing crazy. Yeah, I mean, again, like, and I think honestly, like, leave that feedback. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the whole point, that, you know, why Intrepid kind of put all of these new people, like fresh set of eyes, like on this project, because I think there are a lot of people who really dig this game and understand like it is an alpha. There's a lot of shit that's broken, but they see the vision, they see the potential. And if that's you, then please, like, by all means, like, go to the Ashes forums, go to the Ashes Reddit, go to the Ashes Discord. You know, there's an Alpha 2 feedback hashtag that you can go and write up like, hey, you know, I like the fact that you get a mount in this game, but I would like it to be later. Like, I think it invalidates the fact you get it so early. Potentially maybe adding it at level 5 with like a lead-in quest would be a lot better. Just something like that, right? Like, just letting it be known that, and also say that I'm a brand new player. Like, I have not played any of the phases or, you know, anything like that, and just go from there. I think that is very good feedback for the devs to hear, and that would either push them further in that direction, or if they never thought of that, or not thought of that, but if they were thinking, man, maybe we shouldn't, and we should just keep it as is. But if they keep getting more and more feedback of the same feedback, like, maybe they might change their minds, right? So, like, for me, it's a non-issue. I don't give a shit that I get at level 1 or 2. I wouldn't give a shit at getting a level 5. Like, I don't care. I really don't care. So that's kind of my thing. Let me see. I'm excited for the family system. Yeah. So, and that's the thing too. There's going to be a whole family system as well, for characters. And the family system is literally a family of 8, but you can also get married in this game eventually. And I think that's probably going to be a post-launch feature for sure, and which will end up making your family of 9. But without being married, you have a family of 8, and there's also going to be a teleportation thing, a summoning system to your family members. And it's probably one of the most controversial systems, because there will be big guilds that will have spreadsheets of like who is going to be in whose family to daisy chain summons to be at wherever they want to be as quickly as possible. So, let me see. Players need to vote for a leader and leader only flying. When it comes to the mayors, it won't just be a vote. Like, because some settlements might not be economic. They could be, or they could be an economic node where you need to do the silent bidding. It would be a military node. Like, we don't know, right? Like, the only one that does the highest vote is the scientific ones. I think you're not reading chat. I'm trying to. I'm just trying to explain the game and also play the game and read chat at the same time. Let me see. Hey, I put you in background, and as I play, and you have a nice voice. Give great advice, and your opinions rock. I really enjoy this so far, man. Thanks for your tips. I'm already sorry. I'm already so far, man. Thanks to your tips, I'm level 5. So fast, loving the game. Well, thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. Like I said, that's what I'm here for. This game is quite confusing. It's very complex, and I'm really glad that the stuff that I'm saying is helping you out. I really do appreciate that. It gives me good feedback. Lets me know that what I'm doing is good. Let me see. How's the PvP at this stage of development? I would say the PvP is put on hold. Oh my God, Bear, don't. No. We will see. In PTR, people were saying mixed things. TTK felt better in phase 2.5 and in phase 2. Again, I am not the PvPer to be asking, but from what I hear, it is very mixed. Now, combat in this game feels great. So when you're fighting another player, like the fighting is good, very visceral, it's very fun. But the more issue is like with gear and TTK, time to kill is what I'm talking about mostly. So that's kind of the barrier right now for PvP. So like I said, as we get further along, when more people hit level 25, there's lawless zones. You'll see more of the feedback of PvP and where that direction is going to be headed. Everything about this game is great. Yeah, I would say everything about this game has great bones. I mean, I wouldn't say everything is great at the moment, but I think there is what's good to me is that I think that more reasonable people that understand this game as an alpha, that understand this game is in development, understand that some of these systems are completely placeholder, like I was mentioning with the mounts, or even with like you know, combat is still like in flux. There's a lot of systems that are being adjusted constantly that people are enjoying it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been playing this for over a year and I really do enjoy the testing experience, but I know it's not for everybody. And hell, sometimes not even for myself, because like I said, I get frustrated too, right? I'm only human. But when I get frustrated, I just take a step back. I take a week off, I get refreshed, I come back and I'm ready to tackle it all over again. Blind is for sissies. This is a hardcore game. Let me see. I've ran into you twice now out shopping wood. No string sniping either. Yesterday you weren't even streaming. Well, I guess I have a very constant pattern with where I go for my mining, my herbing, and I'm usually always on the side of Jova to Halcyon to New Ayla. Like that's literally like where I'm at like all the time. And my home base, of course, is Jova. So hunting still feels pretty lacking, but I do like the rest of the gathering right now. Hunting is literally placeholder. You will not pet a death. You will not pet a creature to death. That is not the intended system. So that is a very good example of what a placeholder system is, because they're just not done with that system yet. You know what I mean? Summoner pets look like store-bought assets. I don't think so. I think they look pretty sweet. I like them a lot. I think they're a bit too big, to be honest. But I think for the most part, they're pretty cool. All right. All right. I think I'm going to put this wolf carcass portion in the bank. That area is boss for chopping. Oh, I know it is. It's so good. Maybe it's because they are so bright. You're not doing buy orders? I was waiting for the buy orders. Thank Jesus. That's what I was doing. Okay. Oh my God, I'm an idiot. I have a whole bunch of freaking oak that I just sold like an idiot. Ugh. And I can't buy it back. Well, welcome to Mid at Best, guys. I'm your host, Vladis, the idiot that doesn't know how to play the game. Let me see. Eastern Hemlock. Blackberry. So basically it's just oak and zinc. Or granite. Granite and ash. Oh my God, I have a shit ton of ash. Okay. Fuck, I'm gonna have to go back to Halcyon. Let me see. I'll fill up my entire thing. Wait, let me see how much granite I have, because I think I have a shit ton of granite. Yeah, look at all that. So that's 10, 20. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I have 100 granite. So 100 granite. So I just need 100 ash. Okay. Okay. Wish I can, yeah, I need to do my buy order shit. So this is such an important system, guys. And I mentioned it again yesterday, but leveling your reputation for your settlement is so important. And again, a really good, easy way to do that is literally doing the buy orders and commissions. So we got Vertex. Oh shit, Vertex is freaking mayor. Okay. So Vertex is mayor, so I'm pretty sure there's also mayor commissions. So let me go get some of those. Because you definitely don't want to sleep on those, guys, depending on where you are or what settlement you're a settlement of. Whenever a mayor becomes active, you want to get your buy orders in, and you also want to get your mayoral commissions in if he designated them already. I just want to double check. because it's always nice to like double dip, right? Make sure you're doing, you know, killing 2 birds with 1 stone if you can. So here are your mayoral commissions. So we got to hunt ravens, grims. Oh yeah, easy, easy, easy. Bears. Ooh, not so easy. It gives me 408 experience. Are you kidding me? Fuck it. Just get it. Doesn't matter. All right, so that's done. Let me see. First step is construction house. Buy orders are up. See requisition agent. Buy storage clerk. We need more beer. More beer turn-ins to build. Okay. Metallica, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. We're just here going to be doing some buy orders. I got to go to Halcyon to get some ash. I got to get 100 ash so I can turn all this shit in. Say again, one would assume, but do you know if necromancers will get skeletons, skeleton mages, etc., typical necromancer pets? We don't know, but I would assume we would, because how dumb would it have? How dumb would it be in this game to have a necromancer if you can't even have pets? So I mean, I think that's where the and we actually have a lot of really cool assets for skeletons, and we have like a skeleton mage, we have a skeleton rogue, like we have a whole bunch of like necromancery kind of pets. So so yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. Man, I wish we could have a buyback feature. God, I'm so mad I didn't look at buy orders. Such an idiot. Such an idiot. All right, it's okay. We live, we learn, you know, it is what it is. Let me see, I got an epic map that I got to get resources for. Oh, dang. OG tactics, ignore, please don't ignore me. What I'm sorry. What's going on? By the way, if you need a carpenter, let me know. Oh, okay. I will let you know. Thank you so much for offering. I appreciate that. They need to drop the family teleportation. Sorry to say, but it's idiotic. I completely agree. I completely agree. I think the only way that I would be satisfied with something like that is if it was like a once a week summon. Like if it was on a 7-day cooldown. But I mean, realistically, the whole idea of the family thing was to be able to play with your family. Right? But I think it's going to be very interesting to see once certain things are more in place and we actually do get like a working version of the family system. It'll be very interesting to see what the majority of the people will say about it, in my opinion. Let me see. So are we faster on roads than off-road? So you're supposed to get a road buff. And, you know, having a tier 4 town should give you a road speed buff, but I don't know if that's actually placed by the mayor. I thought that was actually placed by the settlement itself, unless Ashes or Intrepid turned off road buffs because we did have bugs and issues with them before in the past. So, and I've never been a mayor before, so I've never been able to give feedback on that particular system or how I engage with it. So yes, like you're supposed to get more speed on the road than off-road, especially on a caravan. And that's actually working as intended right now because there's certain wheels you can buy that'll give you more speed on road than off road. And there are actually certain wheels you can get that are better off road than on road. So it just depends on what you want to do. Let me see. Hi Vladis, I have a question about raids. I know we have in Ashes crazy raid bosses in open world, what I understand, right? But will we get instance types of things like trials? If yes, what's the player value? So from what Steven has talked about is that there's 80% of this game is going to be open world content. There will be 20% instance content that is story based. What that exactly means, I have no idea. I've pressed him on this before, but I think not until we have that in, then I can start leaving feedback as to like what these things are, like what, you know, what story stuff are we going to get? Is it repeatable? Is it things you just do one time? Like, I'm very curious because a lot of people like myself have asked for, you know, actual instance dungeons that are repeatable, actual instance raid bosses that are repeatable. maybe not daily repeatable, but you know, even on a weekly lockout would be fine. But you know, yeah. And I think honestly, like once we see like what their headspace is on that, we'll get a more clear indication. But I know that Ashes will never have that be its bread and butter content. Like in WoW, right? You're always looking forward to the next instance dungeons or the next instant raid that they're doing. Ashes isn't really going to be that. So I'm just trying to give you better context as to like what Steven has said in the past, what the community has been saying, you know, and also just like my personal wants and stuff like that. I'm not saying that I want like raids every season or something like that, but I would like something that is like, I think trials in Final Fantasy 14 would be the thing that I would add in Ashes. Something that provides you a challenge and it doesn't give you anything of power. Like it's literally like a cosmetic, like a badass cosmetic costume or a weapon that you can strive for. Like that would be amazing to have in Ashes of Creation, in my opinion. Zerg guilds already have an advantage in this game of this type and might even kill the game. Why give them more tools to dominate even more? Family teleportation. Yeah. Like I said, I think if I was designing the family system, I would turn off teleportation completely. I don't think there's a reason to. I think there should be other reasons to be a part of a family. And there are, like from what Steve has talked about when it comes to freeholds, because if I purchase a freehold, which will be very costly, and other people in my family can use the amenities of that freehold, right? Whether it's like another storage space that you can have, the processing stations, which other players that aren't a part of my family won't be able to use my workbenches. Only people in my family could use my workbenches. So that alone is huge, right? Save you a bunch of time always having to go into town. That'll just be, and you know, if you are, because there's certain parts in the world, like a really good example of it, there's literally a freehold, or there was one right here. Do you know how lucrative this whole space is for daffodils, snowdrops, bluebells, like herbing in general? And if you had a processing station here to weave, like how cool would that be? Like, and what if there isn't really like a high-end weaving station over here? Well, fuck that. You can just have it way over here, right? Like that's one of the examples I can give you, because there's a lot of in static or like in server freehold spots. Like I remember one being here. There was another one like right here. There was another one right here. There's like a bunch of different freehold plots around Verra. There's a whole bunch of them. So freeholds are going to be pretty damn expansive. And you're going to be able to also plant stuff at your freehold too. So instead of you having to go and get daffodils or whatever, you can get your snowdrops and daffodils literally from your freehold. And I believe no one else can pick those things other than you. Like you are the only one that can pick them. So they'll see all this stuff. You're like, once they sprout and they're there, they won't get them. Like only you. So that to me is like another really good thing about just having a freehold, but also a family in general. Let's see, how do you feel about the scientific node teleport fast travel? That I think I got to see it in practice. Because I don't mind that specifically, because you literally need to be a metropolis. I'm sorry. That's not a thing anymore. You need to be a city, which is the final tier of settlement. And mind you, there's only going to be 5 tier 5 settlements in the entire server. So across, well, I was going to say across both continents. Technically, there might only be one, because I'm thinking of the logic, because between 2 continents in Ashes of Creation, there's 85 nodes. Out of the 85 nodes, there will only be 5 tier 5 settlements. That's it. But if they launch without the second continent, I'm pretty sure they're going to launch with whatever half of 85 is, right? Which is technically what, 42 or 43, depending, 42 or 43 nodes or settlements. But that will mean what? That we only get 3 tier 5 or 2 tier 5. We don't know. Like, we just don't know. So it's just kind of those things that's kind of up in the air, right? Let me see. I remember the freeholds were just wood and flax. Yeah, I know. It's because they weren't fleshed out. There was so much that they lacked. That's why Steven and the team just took them offline and wanted to add more to the system to make it more playable and because it was so fucking bare bones, man. It wasn't even worth it. PvP focus is totally fine, but players who love PvE dungeons should be able to do that as a main gameplay loop if so desired and have fun. I would say, you know, there could be some PvE dungeons that could go like, you know, maybe there's only one level 10 instance dungeon, maybe there's only one level 20, one level 30, one level 40, one level 50. Like, I think having 5 instance dungeons that you do across, you know, the tier brackets could be interesting, but that's really going to come down to Intrepid and what they want to do, like what they want to offer. Like, because I don't think they want to offer their game more outlets to be in an instance. They want more people to be out in the real world. Like, that's my thing. So, but they could change your mind. You know what I mean? Like I said, like, I think people will still value the world even with instances, because my thing is because the world in Ashes is so valuable. If people are just doing instances all day, then I have the world to myself to gather the shit I want to. I have less competition. That means that I have more weight to do better processing, better crafting. Like, to me, I think being in an instance all day could be a huge detriment to you and your guild. So that to me is more realistic. And what, a dungeon takes what, like 20 minutes of your time? You know what I mean? Like, it's not a big deal, like, in my opinion. Hey, what are you doing? Give me 1 second. Say hi. Say hi. All right, sorry about that. You know, the whole kids act one way with their dad and one way with the mom. Facts. Total facts. My kid doesn't really give me too much trouble when I'm with her all day, and then as soon as my wife gets home, completely different kid. Like, insane. Hey guys, is there a Discord community or a community Discord? Yes, there. If you're talking about me, like Lattice Gaming, if you just hit exclamation Discord, it should bring up my link if you want to come and join my Discord. Sorry if I missed any chats. And there is no guarantee that the tier 5 will be scientific. Yeah, exactly. Like, we don't know, right? Depending on the player choice and which one they decide to level first, we don't know, right? It could be military that's a tier 5. It could be an economic, you know, it can be one or the other. Hello, what's going on, Crits? Good to see you, brother. I'm betting on them bringing the tier 6 settlement Metropolis back after launch. Oh yeah, me too. 100%. Let me see. That's why the wife needs backup support. Yeah, that's why I went in there for a little bit, because she's just, you know, jumping on the couch and doing crazy shit, which she knows she's not supposed to do, but she gets away with it with mom, not with me. So, you know, typical stuff. Hey buddy, I've been watching you on YouTube for the past few weeks gearing up for Ashes. Awesome content, brother. Dude, thank you so much, Essential. I really appreciate that, man. I have another video that I'm making right now that's just kind of feedback that I've been getting from streams or my streams, and like what I've been seeing from other people, like small little tips and tricks, you know what I mean? Things to look out for as a new player. So I'm trying to make that video for people to do, or for people to listen to and have. I mean, there's a lot of great content creators that have been making that kind of videos. So I feel like a lot of people are just gonna be making the same videos over and over, because, you know, if you're new to the space, you're not gonna know all the content creators that I know. All right, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So that's 100 right there. I don't think I need any more. Put these here. Okay. Let's go back to Halcyon or back to Jova. Do my buy orders. Let's see, do we know if the other effects of nodes, not just teleport? So from what Steven had talked about with military, is that military nodes are supposed to be this kind of like battle royale, last man standing becomes mayor. I don't know how that'll work if there's just going to be like all the people that you know, signed up to become mayor, they all just go into this pit of despair and just battle each other to whoever's last man standing. Like, I think that would be kind of insane, personally. Like, I think it'd be really interesting to watch, but I mean, I don't know, right? I think a lot of the designs too could be altered and just could be like, yeah, we thought of that way back in the day and we're going to try different things. I believe they said for religious, Potion Bot, dude, thank you so much for Potion Bottle, thank you so much for the follow, brother. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the stream. And I believe they said that there was supposed to be this underground catacomb dungeon that you get from the religious node, along with like special shrines and lore things and stuff like that you can get from the catacombs. Like, I don't know. Like, it's whatever. I thought military was 1v1s. I mean, yeah, I honestly don't remember. Like, I've heard so many different iterations. It's hard to keep everything locked in my head as to like what officially was on paper and what wasn't. But I remember it being something PvP related, for sure. Let me see. I'm playing on Verra, and our Jova is about to reach the village. What would you advise I do before it does? I'm level 12 lumber, 10 mining, and 3 to 4ish all processing. Bing, thank you so much for the sub, brother. Thank you. So, and Bing, just so I can answer you properly, like what do you mean, like what you should do, like in terms of crafting, in terms of professions, in terms of adventuring level, like in terms of what? I want to answer your question more specifically, but I just feel like I don't have the context to. Like, it seems like you want more artisan focus, so I don't know if I should go in that direction or what. No way the release of this game is in the next 2 years. I would say it very well could be. I can honestly see this game releasing in 2027, especially now that the second continent is like off the table. I 100% feel like this game could be coming pretty soon. Or not pretty soon, but like, we know, realistically within the next 2 years. Pockets, it is off the table. It's off the table. It's completely off the table. And I would suggest to Steven, even if that other, whatchamacallit, like the other people that you hire, the satellite studios or whatever, even if they were to complete it in 3 months, like let's say they started in March, they complete the entire second continent they start in January, they end in March, it looks badass, it's awesome. I would still hold it off for an expansion launch, because you need that continent to be filled of rich content to compare to this content with. And the more time you can do that, the better. Is it scrapped? No second continent? It's not scrapped, but the second continent is probably going to be put on hold until like a future expansion. Like, so it's nothing in Ashes is scrapped, except hopefully combat pets. But I would say the second continent is definitely going to not be there at launch, and I hope it's not at launch, so we can fully concentrate on just this continent and make every single biome rich with quests, commissions, events, story arcs, recipes, like everything. So, I mean, and again, I could be wrong. The Pockets could be right. But if I was Steven, and even if I was able to get those second studios to finish it, I would still hold it off, because there's no sense in rushing that particular thing. Did they say this, or are they speculating? So they did. Steven said this specifically. If you haven't heard, there was a roundtable that happened last week with myself, Nice Gaming, Lude Lloyd, and Zyback TV. And I asked this question specifically to Steven. So I know there's been a lot of new people. Let me go and I'll find it for you, and I'll link it in the chat right now if people want to watch it. It's, I think, one of the best roundtables we've done. Let's see. Ashes of Creation. There we go. There we go. So this is the that's the YouTube link for the roundtable. So if you want to watch it like after I'm done streaming, or if you want to go watch it now, be my guest. It's a very good, very good roundtable. A lot of really great questions. I would say this roundtable is way more for the sweaty Ashes community that's been here for a long time, but there is a lot of really good information that any new player could glean about this project within this roundtable interview. So yeah, it was literally my first question. So yeah, I would definitely go check that out and see what you think. He said it's not minimum viable product. I mean, it doesn't have to be in there to move at launch. Yeah. And like I said, I think honestly, like, it would just be a better and smarter move. And this was coming from someone who was advocating that you need the second continent in there, sheerly just for the fact of lessening queue times and having more starting areas. That was my thing. But if they are going to have like an 8 to 10,000 player concurrence, and they keep with that, even if we do start with like, let's say the 8 to 10,000, I think the queue times could actually be lessened eventually if they can actually spread out these starting areas a bit more, server worker wise. And I think that would actually be the better play, in my opinion. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it's entirely up to Steven and the team. But if it was me, and it was based off of my feedback, I would hold off the second continent just to be able to work on it longer. Just to really, like, when it comes out, it needs to be content rich, and it can't feel barren. It can't feel rushed. And if you were to compare the two, I think the second continent needs to actually have more content than the original content to kind of like blow expectations out of the water in that sense, right? To make it feel just like, oh my God, this feels just as lived in as the other continent, which is a great feeling. I think anybody going to that second continent feels like, oh man, this doesn't look fleshed out. This looks really weak. These areas look plain, or, you know what I mean? Like there isn't that polish that came from the first continent. Like I said, you just need to push it off and truly work on that second continent as much as you can, like as much as you can. Q was fixed on Shoal, it seems. It's the lag and rubber banding that blows. Yeah, like I said, the rubber banding and stuff like that is understandable because this is a game. And just to give it to new players as well, Ashes does not do what like World of Warcraft does, which is shard or instanced off portions of their world. Like, you're not in instance 6 and other people are in instance 3 and 4 and 5. Everything you see is all on a persistent server. Everyone. So there's the reason why they want it that way is because they wanted the world to feel more lived in, to where you get to know your people, more, you know, just like the way Classic WoW was. Classic WoW was an instance. Now they made it that way, you know, when Classic came back, but when it comes to vanilla, like you knew everybody on your server, you knew every guild, you knew particular people for professions, and that's the kind of vibe that Ashes wants to do again. And this is why their dynamic gridding technology is going to be very vital in that goal. So how did I get this mount? Well, Cryptic, I got this mount because I pre-ordered back in 2021, and this was the October pre-order pack that I purchased. And like I said, I know you're brand new. You just came in for the first time. Hi, welcome. By the way, my name is Vladis. I stream Ashes of Creation content specifically, and what's it? So this is the pre-order pack that I got. So that's the Graveyard Golem for the mount. That's one of the costumes. I can't wait for that costume to come out, by the way. And this is one of the cloaks. I love this cloak, by the way, too. This cloak looks so badass. But yeah. Yep. Seems like all the animations need to be polished coming from Throne of Liberty perspective. Well, yeah, of course. Like alphas in, you know, when alphas are being developed, polish doesn't really happen, especially in closed alphas. I mean, hell, like most of the testers and people that I talk to that, you know, closed alpha tested, like Guild Wars 1 and 2, Final Fantasy 14, gray boxes were still in alpha. Like you saw things that were just like placeholder, like you see the little checkers and stuff like that. Why do roads still look so bad? Because the technology is still being worked on and polished. Because in Ashes, the roads actually evolve as the settlements evolve. And so it doesn't stay static. It's not like the roads just stay one way the entire time. Roads are meant to, like, as the settlement progresses, the roads, because when you start off, the roads are literally grass. And as you go into a crossroads, then you see some, like, you know, some dirt start get shifted. Then when it goes into encampment, the roads get better. Now you see like a dirt road. And then when village happens, now you're seeing, what is it, like a stone road, and then you get like a concrete road, you know? So like you have like different variations of it, but the technology for, you know, the transitions of the road is still being worked on. It still needs some polishing. So that's why the roads sometimes look a little bit ugly for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that what dynamic gridding is? WoW is set up the game. So WoW doesn't have dynamic gridding. I don't know what WoW has as far as architecture, but if you want to know, Ashes has a live stream where they literally go over the entire dynamic gridding technology and explain it to people like in layman's terms. Because there was also a showcase for Star Citizen, because Star Citizen was actually attempting dynamic gridding first. And so people kind of know dynamic gridding from Star Citizen, but Ashes is kind of doing it in a little bit of a different way, but it's still technically dynamic gridding. And so that's kind of like why when you're part of, you know, when the server goes down for you, it's not the entire server worker, or it's not the entire server that goes down. So like if you're near Halcyon and the server crashed, it's only that square that crashed. Every other, it's like you can literally go to Twitch and see people on your server still playing, even though it crashed for you. Why is that? Because of dynamic gridding. That's why. Because when the WoW server crashed way back then, everybody got kicked out. Like everybody was gone. And then the queue times were all crazy, right? So and now everybody on the server is trying to log back in at the exact same time. This is a design mechanism to prevent like that large influx of people all trying to get in at the same time. Let me see. There are some that look like highways. Yeah. I mean, again, like the whole road technology, I think is really, really awesome. I've never seen a game do that in the sense of like the roads actually dynamically changing over time based on the settlement level, right? I think that's actually a really cool touch that not a lot of MMOs do. Let me see. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put in my buy orders. So I got the ash. I got to get my granite. And then I'll see. Does anybody know before I do this? So there was a bug last phase to where if you put in all of your buy orders all at the same time, it didn't award you the complete experience. Is that fixed, or do you still have to do them one by one? Does anybody know that in my chat? Because I really don't want to waste all of my hundreds of shit. I did max and it gave you all the experience, because every buy order is supposed to give you 250 experience. They fixed that? Okay. Okay. I'm going to trust you, Input Angle, and I'm going to trust you, Graven. So... there's so many freaking people here. It's crazy. Come on, dude. You can do it. You can show me my storage. I believe. Hey, question as a fighter. Is it better to use dual wielding or two-handed weapon? I would probably say two-handed weapon. Dual wielding daggers right now, not even rogues use two-handed daggers. Most of them use two-handed swords because there's just more stats from them, and there just needs to be a better balance right now. Like, they haven't did a pass yet for balancing weapons. So I would stick with the two-hander. Like, whether it's an axe, a sword, a mace, like, whatever. Come on, you can do it. Dude, there's like so many people here in Jova. It's crazy. That's why I was really hoping they would actually put another storage clerk person. Like, so have like one storage person, then another one like at another spot. So it like it doesn't congest like all these players into like one thing. Okay, so then we get 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Here. Max. 10. All right, please, for the love of God. So wait, so 10, 250, that should be 2,500. Yes, it worked. Thank you, Jesus. So I'm at 6,496. All right, this should be easy. I should probably get there by tonight if I keep grinding. Super excited, guys. Super excited. All right. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and take off. I'm going to go back to my usual, probably like 1.5 to 2 hour streams. Cause you know, got to help the wife out, bedtime routine and shit. But, just want to say thank you all so much for all the new people, all the new, people coming to my chat lately and just hanging out. I love answering new questions to new players. Like I said, I try to stream every single day, for at least 1.5 to 2 hours. Times are random because I'm a stay-at-home dad. Kids make it crazy. So if you want to follow my channel, if you want to give me support, I don't mind that at all. Just hit the follow button on Twitch. Thank you, Cryptic. Or hit the subscribe button on YouTube. It'll keep you up to date anytime I go live. Just hit the notification bell. And just come hang out with me. Play Ashes if you want. I can answer more questions about whatever. I'm pretty knowledgeable about this game. And if I don't know something, I'll look it up for you, or I'll send you a link to something. But oh man, this was an awesome stream, man. Loved it so much. Good luck with the kid. See you next time. Yeah, guys, thank you all so much. I'm going to see who is streaming right now. So give me a moment. I know there's probably still a lot of people streaming Ashes of Creation content. So if you haven't got your fill yet, let me see who I know is. Oh, who is Roxas is on? Oh, my buddy Roar is on. Okay, my buddy Roar's on, so he can answer questions too. He's very knowledgeable about the game as well. And just when you go into chat, if you go into chat, please call him Paul Blart, Mall Cop. Say, hey, Paul, great to see you. Okay, you have to do that now. But yeah, he's a really cool dude. He's a really good friend of mine. I've known for a long time. Guys, thank you all so much again. I'll see you next time for tomorrow. Have a great night.